We have been discussing from Ayodhya Kand of Sri Valmiki Ramayan. So far we heard Sri Ram is agreed to take his wife Sita and his younger brother Lakshman along with him for 14 years of Vanavas. So before leaving to forest, he told Lakshman to distribute all the wealth. Charity. He wanted to do charity very systematically. Charity to highly qualified Brahmanas, like the son of Vasishtha Rishi Suyagnya, the children of great sages Vishwamitra, Angirasa, and then the brahmacharis who are involved in doing swadharma, like that, in that order, and then his own servants, assistants, driver, carpenters, the royal maintenance people in his palace, all kinds of people, including even those who wash the cloths of Lord Sri Ram. So how everybody was taken care of in Ayodhya, we heard. So the last part of the chapter where Lord Sri Ram is distributing his wealth, the news has reached, and so one interesting character Sri Valmiki Ramayan mentions, so that we learn some interesting lessons from that. So from the today's discussion, we see one of the quality of Sri Ram as dharmagnya. How? Because there were 16 qualities that Valmiki demanded for a perfect person, and one of those qualities is dharmagnya, the one who is expert in dharma. So today we will see how Sri Ram exhibits that. Hare Krishna. So, and also we will learn how to choose one's own profession, the right jobs for one's life, or at least how it used to be during Treta Yuga in the form of Varnashrama Dharma. So it mentioned, Valmiki Ramayana mentions that tatrasi pingalo gargya trijato nama vaidvijaha. Among them, can we reduce the volume please? So there was one Brahmana called Trijata. Pingala, his bodily complexion was mixture of yellow and red. Trijata, he belongs to a gotra called Gargi Rishi's gotra. That means a very famous, very illustrious family gotra he belongs to. Dvija. Kshatavrittir vane nityapala kuddalangali. Valmiki Rishi is giving background details about a Brahmana called Trijata and what he was doing. It says that he belongs to a gotra called Gargi Gotra. But what was he doing? He was doing Kshatavritti. In Vedic dictionary, we need to understand what is the meaning of Kshata Vritti. Vritti means job. He is a Brahmana, but here in Valmiki Ramayana it is said he is not doing Brahmana job. He is doing Kshata Vritti. Kshata means distorted. Distorted is called Kshata. Kshata means the one which is lost. That is distorted. So he is doing distorted job. So what is the distorted job he is doing? Nityam pala kuddalangali. He is carrying with him spade, plow. These are all the instruments used by farmers, those who do agriculture. So he is carrying all the agriculture instruments with him and is living in the forest. So Valmiki Rishi is giving this background. So when Ram was doing dan, charity to so many people, one Trijata Brahmana also came to Ram to take some charity. So that is his background. Tatra spit pingalo gargyas trijato nama vaidvija kshatavrittir vane. He is living in the forest doing kshatavritti. Nityam pala kuddalangali. Kuddala is one instrument used in agriculture. Pala is another instrument used in agriculture. It is to till the land, to level the land, and to crush the, if there are any soil which is not nicely made it soft. So these are all different items used for that. Tam vriddham. He was quite old. Vriddham. He is an elderly man. Taruni bharya. But he has got a very young wife. Taruni means young. Bharya, wife. So he himself is quite old. He has young wife. Bala nadaya. He has got many children. He has a wife who is young. He is elder and he has got many children. So, and daridrena bhipiditaha. Daridrya. He is completely poverty stricken. He is going through a lot of poverty problems. How can somebody in Ayodhya be poor? That's the first question. How can someone remain poor when Ram was ruling, isn't it? So that is why all this is important to understand. Daridryabhi piditaha. Pidita. He was affected. He was suffering from daridrya, poverty. With so many children, with his wife. And he is doing agriculture activities in the forest. This is the background belong to the Brahmana called Trijata. So what is this? Why a Brahmana is doing agriculture job? Today we cannot understand this because we don't have an idea of who has to do what job. So we think, what is the problem? Anybody can do any job. And already people are doing that. Anybody can do anything, whatever they think. But that's not the way Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, according to your instinct, physiopsychological nature, the society has been divided into 4. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. Krishna said, in order for a great productive society, happy society, satisfied society, very prosperous society, the God's plan is varnashrama dharma, chatur varnashrama dharma. In that the society is divided, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Based on what? Based on guna, karma, vibhaga, divided based on your guna, your instincts. You have got certain instincts and based on that you have been divided, segregated like that. So that there is a higher productivity when people engage their job. What does it mean? When I am doing a certain service or a job as per my guna, I love that job. The person, whoever is doing, will love doing that job. They give their best while doing that. They're not avoiding that. They're not trying to escape from the work. Oh, I don't like this, but what can I do? No. They enjoy doing that. It gives satisfaction to them and they give highest efficiency. They give good productivity when they do because they like doing it. Like recently there was a debate whether people should work for 70 hours a week or I think it was 100 hours or 90 hours. There's a big debate. So much big debate it created. And somebody saying, why, this is too much. See, when you do a job where you're very passionate about it. So one very young CEO of one big company, I think Zepto or somebody said. He said, no, I work 100 hours a week. What is this? Everybody should work. See, when you do what you are passionate about, when you do something which you are passionate, why 70, why 90? You can do all throughout week. You can keep doing, because that is giving you so much enjoyment. And you will be able to see success there. You will be able to see productivity, efficiency, everything. So that is why when society is divided based on guna, and the karmas are given based on that, there will be so much of productivity, efficiency, prosperity, and satisfaction. At the end of the day, you also need satisfaction. So this was the God's plan. So what does Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita about this? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, where Krishna talks about this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Yatha pravrittir bhutanam pravritti. Vritti has actually very interesting connection in Sanskrit. Vritti means your internal instinct. What you internally are motivated to do. According to your physio-psychological instinct it is. Vritti. It is natural for you. You don't have to force yourself. Like the vritti of the fish is to swim. The fish does not have to force itself to swim. If we have to swim, we have to do a lot of extra hard work. Right? The bird's vritti is to fly in the sky. It is natural for them. What do you mean by natural? I don't have to struggle. I don't have to break my head. I don't have to force myself. I don't need one manager to watch me, whether that person is working or not. You're under CCTV surveillance. All these things are not required. The person loves that job naturally, internally. You're so motivated internally to do that. So you will do it. And that is why in Sanskrit, such a thing is called vritti. And in Sanskrit, the job is also called vritti. The occupation, the profession, the job is also called vritti, because that is based on your vritti. Retirement is called nivritti. Right? So vritti means job, occupation. So Krishna is saying, Yatha pravrittir bhutanam, Yatha pravrittir bhutanam, pravritti. Pravritti means as per your internal instinct, natural internal instinct. Yena sarvam idam tatam swakarmana tam abhyarcha swakarmana. Swakarmana. It's your own karma based on vritti. You have some vritti internally as per your mind and body, and as per that you are acting, that becomes your swakarmana. Abhyarcha. Krishna says archana. Archana means worshipping. Krishna says you should worship me. How should everybody worship God? By doing their own job based on their vrittis. Actually, doing our job itself is a worship to the God. When you do your job, it's a worship to God. That is why people say work is worship. But not any work is worship. This kind of work is worship. What Krishna is saying. What is that? Swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Such a person attain perfection. He'll become successful. He'll attain perfection, both material perfection, spiritual perfection. And Krishna says, so swe karmani abhirataha, based on one's own internal rataha. Rati means attraction. So you have a certain type of body, a certain type of mind, which is called physio-psychological nature, that creates a certain natural instinct in you, and according to that natural instinct, a certain occupation is given to you. That is why your instinct and your job both match. Imagine the fish job is to swim. How wonderful it will be. The fish job You call a fish and tell, I'm giving you a job. Oh, what is that I have to do? Your job is whole day you have to swim. So will the fish be tired and fatigued and, oh God, what can I do? I have to swim. No, it is natural for you to swim. So you swim. So like that Krishna said, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. I have divided the society based on this kind of inclinations and instinct which is called guna, or it is called vrittihi. And according to the society should function, then everybody will give their best. Then everybody give their best. What happens is there is more productivity, there is more efficiency, and there is so much of prosperity, and everybody is happy and satisfied. This is God's plan. Then Krishna says next immediately, 2 times Krishna says this in the 3rd chapter Bhagavad Gita and 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. You can imagine if 2 times Krishna is saying how important it is. Shreyan swadharma vigunaha. Swadharma. Everybody should better do their own work. Everybody should do their own work. And that work is based on what? Your vritti. Your vritti. Shreyan swadharma vigunaha paradharmat swanushthitat. It is better to do your work imperfectly than trying to do others' work perfectly. Krishna is saying this in Bhagavad Gita. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushthitat swabhava niyatam karma kurvan napnoti kilbisham. You try to do somebody else's work perfectly, nicely. That is horrible. You do your own work according to your own vritti, imperfectly. That will elevate you. That will give you satisfaction, happiness. So Krishna is saying better to do your work, even if it is imperfectly. So this is the background to understand about Trijata. So this is what Bhagavad Gita says. But here what we see, the shloka is saying that he is a Brahmana. Dvija means Brahmana. Garga Brahmana, not only ordinary Brahmana, belongs to a very high level Gotra called Garga Brahmana. But what is he doing? Kshata vritti. Kshata means distorted. Kshata vritti means distorted job he is doing. What is that distorted job? Nityam pala kuddala angali. He is doing some agriculture work. So actually, a Brahmana during the Ramayana time, he is supposed to do Brahmana service. But he is doing agriculture service. That is why Valmiki is calling it as Kshata vritti. Kshata means distorted vritti. It is not your natural vritti. So because of this, what happens? He very clearly it is said, Daridrena bhipiditaha. Because of that, he is suffering from Daridrya, poverty. In Ram's kingdom, nobody is poor. But somebody, because of their own foolishness, can be poor. And he is an example for that. Nobody is poor in Ayodhya. Everybody is super rich, taken care. It's a very prosperous. But still there is one person called Trijata who is Daridrya bhine piditaha, affected by poverty. Why is affected by poverty? Because he is not doing what is his own vritti. Svavritti, swadharma. He is doing some kshata vritti, some distorted. Now, why? We have to understand this. Why? Why was he doing this? It's very interesting to understand. It will teach us a lot of lesson. See, in the God's plan, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, God has given special ability to everybody. Brahmanas have a very special ability with sharp intellect. They can get jnana, knowledge, lot of knowledge, so much of knowledge, clarity of knowledge through the adhyayana. They understand, they can guide others. This is the talent of Brahmanas. Their talent is knowledge. They're custodians of knowledge. Kshatriyas, they have a talent called administration. What is their talent? Administration talent. Vaishya's talent is wealth generation. They can generate wealth, prosperity in the kingdom. Shudra's talent is that they're executors. like engineers and all that we see. Somebody needs to execute it. So that is their talent. Somebody will make plan, but somebody has to finally make that happen. So Shudras will do that. Carpenters, engineers, all this kind of people. So everybody has got their own talent. But at the same time, Krishna expects, in Bhagavad Gita, we see 18th chapter, Krishna says, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, by doing their Brahmana service, Kshatriya service, Vaishya service, Shudra service, they are supposed to achieve moksha, supposed to go back to God by doing that service. While you are doing that service, there is some extra talent with you. So Brahmana's talent, this is there. So as a result of that, in the Varnashrama dharma, as per the God's plan, everybody will respect Brahmana. Everybody will show respect. A Brahmana means even a king will show respect. You can imagine. That much respect is there for Brahmana because of his knowledge, because of his tapasya, because of his clarity of jnana and all those things. So then how do you live your life? How do they live? Everybody has to live their life. Vritti is meant for livelihood. So Krishna has given 6 activities for Brahmanas. How many? 6 activities. Yajan, Pathan, Dana, Pratigrahana. These are the 6 activities a Brahmana is allowed to do. He cannot do anything more than the 6. Yajan. He does yajna and he also helps others to do yajnas. Pathan. He studies, he gets the knowledge, he also teaches knowledge to others. Dana, Pratigrahana. He accepts and he distributes. So God's arrangement is Brahmana has got so much natural talent, ability to get knowledge. And because of knowledge, everybody comes to Brahmanas and they ask what to do, how to do. So they all take guidance and they show so much respect. They surrender to Brahmana. So much of respect. Now, that itself can be danger for Brahmanas. What is danger for Brahmanas? So much respect that everybody gives for them. Everybody is respectful to them. How will a Brahmana handle that respect? So much respect. So God's arrangement is that a Brahmana has to go and beg from the people and then he has to live his life. Every day he has to beg. I have to beg. I'm so knowledgeable. I'm so great person. Everybody respects me. Yes, everybody respects you. But if you are a Brahmana, according to God's plan, you have to beg. And when you are begging, that respect, ahankara, if you have developed, it will be balanced. It's a divine plan. If you have become arrogant, if you have become proud and puffed up, damba, darpa, abhimana you have developed, I'm so special, I'm so great, everybody respects me, that will be balanced when you have to go and beg for everything. That is the only way a Brahmana can take money for his livelihood. That is the least that we already heard, bhikshu vritti and all that. So now, yajan, can he do yajan and get some money? Yeah, he can. But rule is there. There also God has made a rule. A Brahmana can go and he can do, yajna. But he cannot ask, you have to give me this much money only for this yajna. That is a rule. If a Brahmana, moment he fixes a particular amount for his yajan service, yajna service, dvija nashtaha, his Brahmanatva will be gone. Pathan, he'll teach. Right? So by teaching, he can take some money. Yes, he can teach, but he cannot say, I will teach you mathematics, it will be 10,000 rupees per month. He cannot fix. That's a rule for Brahmana. He can do puja for others, But he cannot fix amount and he cannot say, I'll do some puja, XYZ puja for you. You have to give me this much money for that. Or you can't say, I will teach you. I'll teach you Bhagavad Gita and you have to give me some money. No, you cannot. You see how tough the life for Brahmanas. It's very tough. You got so much knowledge, but the rules for Brahmanas are not so simple. They're not so easy. Yajan, yajan, patan, patan, dana, pratigrahana, brahma janati, brahmana. You want to remain Brahman? Not on your caste certificate. In Bhagavad Gita certificate, you have to get Brahmana certificate. And for that, you have to live your life like this. Isn't it? So that is, a Brahmana has to go and ask others. He has to ask. Whatever he wants to do, he has to ask. But he cannot store anything. He cannot say, for next 10 years, I've already kept so much money in my account. No. You can keep maximum 1 day. That means tomorrow you have to again go and ask. You have to put your respect down and live your life. Vidya vinaya sampanne. Vidya vinaya sampanne. Vinaya means humility. The most important requirement for a Brahmana is his humility. Especially when the whole world is respecting you, honoring you, you should have humility. And how do you develop the humility? If you simply sit in your home, everybody is coming and paying obeisance to you, you can't develop humility. For that, God has made a practical arrangement. Go out every day, beg, and that will teach you humility. Not ahankara, not abhimana. I'm so great. This is very dangerous for approaching God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the humility is the most beautiful ornament a devotee should wear. He said, what is that? Taroriva sahishnuna amanina manadena. You should be amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. You want to become dear to God, and if you are a Brahmana, you got so much knowledge, so much respect you're receiving, then you should have humility. Vinamrata, not arrogance. That is why a Brahmana has to beg. But what is this Brahmana is doing? Trijata. He is doing agriculture. Because he did not want to beg and live. He said, oh, it will be very difficult. Who will go and ask people? I will live on my own. Of course, Brahmanas are, they live, they value their independence, but the way God has designed. So he felt that begging as per Brahmanical job, he felt it is difficult for his ego. He said, if I live in the city, Ayodhya city, I have to, beg and all those things. So I'll go to forest. And in the forest, what I'll do? I'll do agriculture. And when I do agriculture, I get my food and all. So with my hard work, I live. But at the same time, he's a Dvija, he's a Brahmana. So that is why Valmiki Rishi said, Kshata vritti. He was living Kshata, distorted job. It is a distorted job. It is not going to do any good to him. Because you are Brahmana, you are supposed to develop humility. How will you develop humility? Living in the forest, thinking I'm so great. You have to develop humility, and that is not happening with Trijata. On top of that, it is said that he has become very poor. First of all, Brahmanas are poor. But the poor does not mean that they are suffering. Here it is said that, see, this is two very important things. You can be poor, but you may not be suffering. But here it is said he is poor and is suffering. Daridriya piditaha. He is affected. He is suffering from poverty. Why? Because he is neither doing Brahmana job properly and is not successful in his so-called Vaishya vritti, which is agriculture. Krishi gorakshya vanijyam Vaishya karma swabhavajam. Krishi, agriculture is a Vaishya karma. So he is doing that because that is not natural to him. Now again come back. Vritti means what is? Natural inclination. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to break your head. Because it is natural talent for you. Your mind will work, your body will work. So because it is not natural to him, he is not successful in that profession called whatever agriculture is doing. He is carrying all those instruments. Valmiki Rishi is saying that he is carrying all that instruments, but unfortunately he has not become successful. He is doing some agriculture, suddenly he will see some ants and all that. Oh, how can I kill all the ants and all that? Papam, this is because Brahmanas have so many such rules. The one of the rule is that ahimsa, they have to follow ahimsa. They can't hurt, they can't do any himsa to any living entity. It is applicable to Brahmanas. It is not applicable to Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas will not go to war and say, oh, what is this ahimsa I am doing? Papam, I should not, no. Brahmana is the one who follows such ahimsa. Kshatriya is not, Kshatriya is going to forest and is releasing arrows and is killing so many animals and all. He is not thinking ahimsa, I am doing ahimsa. No. This is not Kshatriya dharma, it is a Brahmana dharma. But he is gone to do agriculture. He is the earthworms, he will see suddenly, oh, if I am doing plowing the land, I am tilling the land, suddenly an earthworm is dying. No, I think it's very bad. So he shifts his land. And there again some ants will come, some earthworm come, again he'll stop half of the way his work and do. So this is why it is called Kshata vritti. This is a distorted profession, where neither you can be like Brahmana, nor you can be successful like a Vaishya, agriculturist. So because of that, he has become totally broken. Daridrya piditaha. He is suffering, he is unhappy, going through lot of problems. So this is the background of this person. So we have to understand. The lesson for us, we are the modern day Trijatas. Everybody, 99.99% people are all Trijatas. First talk, at least Trijata knew he is a Brahmana. First, we don't even know what we are, whether I am a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Something also we are doing. See, here the problem is, Trijata was acting not as per his swadharma, but as per his kama. His kama, I want respect, and as a Brahmana, I have to beg. I don't want to beg, so I'll act out of my kama. Kama means my personal preference. So Krishna says in the 3rd chapter, Bhagavad Gita, if you do like this, when you do your swadharma as per your vritti, that is called yajna. That is called yajna. What is the meaning of yajna? Yajna means satisfying Lord Vishnu. Yajnarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Krishna says, when you know what is your vritti, what is your natural inclination, and as per that you engage in that kind of prescribed duty, prescribed service, that becomes yajna. Because that is as per the plan of the God. You are satisfying the Lord. Because you are making spiritual advancement also, you are also making material prosperity. And Krishna says, when people don't do their yajna, Annad bhavanti parjan, what is that? Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhavaha yajnad bhavati parjanyo. So Krishna says, when you don't do your duty, there will be disturbance at the universal level. There will be disturbance. Just imagine there is a cycle wheel. You know, you have seen cycle wheel. Cycle wheel has got many spokes. What is that spoke's job is, it is meant to take the load. When somebody sits on a bicycle, the load has to go. So that load is distributed equally through those spikes or spoke. If one spoke breaks, then the load distribution becomes unequal. That means now other spoke also will break. So finally the whole cycle wheel will break. In that way, if one person breaks his dharma, swadharma, it creates, finally it leads to more and more and more, there will be a mega disturbance. So this Trijata was doing that. And because of that, daridrya piditaha. So his wife, she spoke to this Trijata. She told, Apasya palam kuddalam kurushva vachanam mama. My dear husband, see, I like you very much. I have great respect for you. I am obedient to you. I am devoted to you. But I have one kind request and I am advised to you. What is that? Apasya palam kuddalam kurushva. Please throw all these things. Your so many agriculture instruments you are carrying. Please throw all these things. Ramam darshaya. Please go and meet Lord Sri Ram. Ramam darshaya. Why? Dharmagnyam. What is Ram? Dharmagnya. He knows what is dharma. He knows what is dharma. He will do as per dharma to you. Yadi kinchid dvapsyasi. Something you will get, go and meet. We are suffering. We are neither making spiritual advancement nor we are materially happy. Because of your so-called, personal, your, see how nowadays, many people are like this. They listen to their own mind. They listen to their kama, lust. And they think this is my passion. This is what I want to do. The real passion is different from kama. Why? So many people say, oh, why you want to do this job? Oh, from this we can make money. From this we can become famous. From this I can become very influential. From this I'll get a lot of facilities. This is their real reason. And this is never dharma. It's never swadharma. A Brahmana can never become rich by doing Brahmana dharma. But he still has to do that. Isn't it? A Kshatriya, just like a Brahmana has to give up his respect and go and beg, Kshatriya has to give up his life. A Vaishya has to give up the comfort of staying in one place. He has to keep traveling for business. A Shudra has to give up the physical comfort and he has to go and work. Everybody has to give up something, and that is why it is called sacrifice. Yajna. You have to sacrifice something. A Brahmana has to sacrifice the most dear to him. What is that? His respect. What is dear to Kshatriya? His own life. What is dear to Vaishya? His own wealth. He worked so hard for the wealth that he has to give charity. So like this, everybody has to do this one. So this Trijata, by listening to his mind, by listening to his lust, he is not doing his dharma. As a result of that, he is suffering. This one Trijata was there in Ramayana. In Kali Yuga, 99% of the population is Trijata. That is why there is no proper, prosperity, productivity, efficiency, everywhere unemployment. People want some government job. There is so much of work, but they don't want to do that work. Not unemployment is not just here. The well-to-do countries like European countries, US, you go, there will be people sitting homeless. Why are you homeless? Why don't you go and do job? No, I don't want to do the job. And top of that, government is giving money to them. For not doing their work, government is giving money every month, this much money. And with that money, they will go and take drugs. And after that, they'll sit and again beg money. So they are modern Trijatas. They are simply listening to their own mind. I want to become successful. I want to become famous. This is nice to me. Trijata was listening to his own mind. No, go. Keep your respect down. Do your work. That is pleasing to the Lord. That is a yajna. He's not doing it. So they're suffering. So his wife gave advice. See, we see this, how it is said earlier, Taruni, she was young. Even though she was young, but she gave some good advice. Right? That means Ramayana acknowledges not always men are right. Sometimes the men can be like this, like Trijatas. And not that women are always, listening to only husband. Not necessary. Here, a very small character, but giving a powerful message. She gave a right advice to her husband. Please throw all these things. I've listened to you enough. Now please go and meet Sri Ram. He's Dharmagnya. He will guide you further and he will help you further. Isn't it? So, when it comes to good advice, how our Shastras don't ignore. It is such, our name itself is not mentioned here. But still Valmiki has documented it. Your role may be small, but it is a powerful, impactful role in this movie. What is that? She's giving good advice. So, Valmiki documented it. Wife gave good advice. So then, Bharyaya vachanam shrutva, listening to his wife, good advice. Shrutva shati machadya duschadam. So he covered himself with one dirty cloths because his cloths have become fully dirty. First of all, Brahmana should be very neat and clean. That is his job demand. But his duschadya, his chadar and his dress has become fully malinambaraha, full dirty, because he's doing agriculture work, soil, it has become dirt. It is not his job. Even after doing all that, he is daridrya piditaha. Saprathishtata panthanam yatra Rama niveshanam. Rama niveshanam. He started walking towards the palace of Sri Ram. Where is he living? He's living in the forest. Unnecessarily has gone to forest, living there, and now from forest he is coming to Rama's palace. Bhrugvrangi rasa samam diptya trijatam jana samsadi. As he came to the palace of Sri Ram palace had 5 layers of securities, it is said. Apanchamaya kakshaya, panchamaya, pancha means 5. It had 5 layers of the, security things, guard and coverings, and he passed all those. Nobody stopped him because everybody could see that he's actually a Brahmana. He's actually a Brahmana. He's coming. Nobody stopped him. Yes, you're welcome. Please come. See how much respect a Brahmana gets. Simply you're a Brahmana, you get respect. But in return, what should you do? You should go and beg. This is different from what we discussed in the previous episode, uncha vritti. Uncha vritti is not begging. You simply, yadricha labha santosh, being satisfied. That is different from this. A Brahmana has to beg for his developing his own humility. Like when you go to spiritual master for education, as a student, as a disciple, every day as a part of your education is you have to go and beg. A student has to go and beg. Oh, I'm a son of a king. No, when you are in Gurukul, you cannot bring all those topics. I'm son of Gurukul. I come from XYZ background. Whoever you may be, you have to go and beg, and you have to crush your ego. You have to develop that vinamrata, that you have to develop the humility, which is very, very dear to God. Amanitvam. So that is why now it is saying that he came, but nobody stopped him. If somebody else would have been stopped. But a Brahmana is coming, 5 layers of security, nobody is stopping him. Sa Rajaputra Masadya Trijato Vakyam Abravid. Rajaputra Rama, he comes before Sri Ram and he's saying, Nirdano Bahuputrosmi Rajaputra Mahayasha. Oh my dear Sri Ram, Nirdhana. I'm poor. I've got so many children. Bahuputrosmi. I've got many children and I'm very poor. Kshatavrittine nityam. And I'm doing kshatavritti. He's admitting that I'm doing some distorted job. Nityam pratyavekshasvya mamiti. See, what can you do? He's not begging. He has come to Sri Ram. He's saying pratyavekshasi. You see, what can you do? See why Valmiki is giving this one example is to teach. Sarvadharman parityaja. Throw all your such barriers. What is that? Sarvadharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam. Surrender. But ahankara stops. You're suffering already, but still ahankara is stopping him. He's saying, Pratyavekshasya mamiti, Pratyavekshasya. My Ram, see, what can you do? I have no money. I have a lot of children. You see, what if you can do something? He's not asking, please give. See, by asking, a Brahmana's position does not come down. Brahmana's greatness remains great. His position remains great. Because it is my ordained duty, I am begging. It is my ordained duty, it is. I have to ask because that is the order of the God that makes God happy. So I will ask you. I may be great. I have a lot of knowledge. I'm a very respected person. But I have to beg. Especially I have to beg from whom? Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Shudra. So now he has come to Ram, who is a Kshatriya. So he has to beg. He is not begging. He is saying, you see, what can you do? If you can do. Tam uvacha tada Rama parihasa samanvitam. Parihasa, hasya. So Sri Ram, he saw this, his behavior of this person, And as we already heard, Rama is dharmagnya. He understood this. He is not doing his dharma properly. Parihasa. He wanted to teach him a lesson, and he wanted to, nicely, jokingly, he wants to teach him a lesson. He said, okay. So he said, I've already given everything. Whatever was there with me, I already donated. But something is there which I have not yet donated. What is that? Gavam sahasram apekam natu vishranitam maya. On the other side of the Sarayu river, one side of the Sarayu river is Ayodhya city. Another side of the Sarayu river is a forest. So that side of the Sarayu river, I have sahasra gavam, thousands and thousands of cows. That still it is under the privy purse of Sri Ram. So he's saying, Gavam sahasram apyekam natu vishranitam maya parikshipasi dandena yavattadavyapsyasi. He's saying that I have a lot of cows, thousands and thousands of cows on the other side of the Sarayu river. So you're asking, so Sri Ram recognized this person has come with lot of that personal pride. I cannot ask anyone. Whatever I want with my own, hard work, I will get it. Actually, this is not the mentality of a Brahmana. Depending on the Lord is not pride. That is that is uncha vritti. But his thing is not, I will work hard, I will not beg from anyone. But everybody should respect me, but I will not beg from anyone. So what Rama did was, you see, first of all, there is a palace of Sri Ram. It has got 5, layers of security. That means 5 layers of compound. And then Ayodhya city, and then huge Sarayu river, and then there is forest where lot of cows are there. Sahasra gavam. So what he said, see, you come with a stick. He has come with a stick. He's so old, he has come with a stick. And top of that is old. So he said, take your stick. You throw your stick from here. Okay. Wherever your stick falls, how many cows come within that stick? All that I'll give it to you. So Ram told this. So we have to very carefully understand. This is a very important statement. You see, Rama put a condition like that. Dan is not given with any condition like that. If you come and say, please give me, he'll give, take everything and go. But he's not begging. So Ram recognized that he has that ego. Whatever I want, I will take with my own strength. So Ram said, okay, show your strength. How much ever strength you show, that much you take. I've got so many cows, thousands of cows. Take your stick, that danda, what is there in your hand, and you throw. Can you imagine? When Ram made this statement, all the people who were there, they all started laughing loudly. Said, oh, how it is possible? He's already old man. Old man. He's come with stick, walking stick. That much old he is. How can he throw? If he throw, it will fall here only. Now he has to throw. It has to cross the palace of Ram, 5 layers of security, Ayodhya city, Sarayu river, and then it has to fall. Isn't it? See how God gives test based on our attitude and mentality. You have this mentality that on my own, with my strength, I will get. Okay, get. If you simply come and say, Ram, please, help me. Ram would have told, take all the cows. No need to do all these things. Did Ram put any condition for Suyagnya, all those people? Nothing. It was just given. But only for Trijata, Ram put this kind of condition. Because of his background. See, when we live Kshata vritti, today all of our profession and job is Kshata vritti. So we'll have all this kind of problem. Whatever you want, there will be so many such conditions. It will not so easily come. But however, Ram at the same time, he's also Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya. He's also respectful to Brahmanas, but he wants to teach a lesson in a very appropriate manner. So then immediately this Brahmana, he tied his chadar to his waist. That means he's getting ready for that. He's not understanding. Ram is parihasa. He's joking with me. You're a Brahmana, right? He could have asked, what is this, Ram? You are a dharmagnya. How can you put a condition like this for a Brahmana when you're giving a dan? You should just like that give. That's how a dan is given. Instead of that, he is also getting ready. He could have asked, what is this? How can you put this kind of condition? But he is getting ready. Sashatim paritaha katyam, kati means waist, katyam paritaha sambrantaha, with so much of eagerness. Oh, is it? If I throw a stick, I can get whatever I want, is it? See how much he is, illusion. Pariveshtitam avidya dandam chikshepa sarva pranena vegitaha. He threw that danda. How he threw? Sarva pranena. He invested all his life and soul and he threw it. See how much hard work he had to do. He could have simply told Sri Ram, I'm a Brahmana. Just like that Vamana Deva went to Baliraj and said, I need some charity. He said, yeah, Acha, you need charity. He's begging. I need some. Bali Maharaj said, what do you want? Take Swarga Lok also you take. So when you beg, you will get whatever you want to get. But he's not begging. So Ram said, okay, you earn. And he said, okay, I will earn. Sarva pranena, put all his life and soul. And everybody is laughing. What is this? That stick will fall here only. That danda will fall here only. And when he threw that, as everybody saw, satirtva sarayoparam dandastavya karachutaha govraje bahu sahasre papatokshana sannido. As everybody saw, seeing the danda past the first layer of the palace security, second layer, third layer, fifth layer, the road, and then it crossed the Ayodhya, crossed the Sarayu river. And then it crossed thousands of the cows and it fell there. Oh, everybody clapped and everybody started jumping. Hey, this Brahmana is so powerful. See how powerful he has got. Tam parishvajya dharmatma atasmat sarayu tatat anayama sata gopais trijatayamashram prati. Ram hugged him and he told him, oh Brahmana, I was just joking with you to teach you a lesson. At the same time, Ram called all his servants and told, whatever number of cows that below inside the stick, please hand over all to Trijata. And then he said, I wanted to show to the whole world. What is that? Idam hi tejas tava yadduratyaya tejas. You may be an old person, but you have a Brahma tejas. Simply throwing stick, it will fall there only. You see, we can also throw stick. Neeraj Chopra also can throw stick. But our stick throwing is keeping us here only. But Neeraj Chopra throwing stick has taken to Olympic. That means there is certain skill. And that skill is the knowledge. The Brahmana has got knowledge, how to hold the danda, how to throw it. So many things are there. That knowledge, the Brahmana has got it. Instead of having patan part and teaching that knowledge and all that, he's simply doing some agriculture. Right? Idam hi tejastava yadduratyayam tadeva jignasutamicchatamaya. I wanted to demonstrate to the whole world and to yourself. Ivam bhavanartham abhiprachodito vrinishvam kim chedaparam vyavasyati. You see, this is how you should be living. A Brahmanas are living in this manner, realizing their knowledge, teaching that knowledge, patan patan, yajan yajan. Why? Because what Brahmana knows, he simply keeps it with himself. Then after his death, everything will be lost. If it has to remain, it should be in practice, put into practice. Not only for your benefit. I know and I am following it. Yajan is for yourself. Yajana is that you should also share the benefit with others. I study MBBS and whenever I fall sick, I take treatment for myself. No, you should share that benefit with others. Yajan, yajan. Patan, patan. I study, I get the knowledge. But if the knowledge should remain and continue to generation after generation, then I have to share it with others. I have to teach others so that it will reach to others and so that it will remain. Patan, patan. Dana, pratigrahana. So this is the life of a Brahmana. So Ram told, you have to live a life of Brahmanas. Not this. So what did he say? Vrinishvam kim cheda param vyavasati. Vrinishvam. You can ask. Vrinishvam kim. You can ask anything. I will give you. But you have to ask. Bravimi satyena. Bravimi satyena. I want to tell you the truth. Ram is telling the Trijata, I want to tell you the truth. Bravimi satyena na testi yantrana dhanam hi yadyanmaya viprakarana. All this wealth that we all have got, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas and Shudras, we all have got so much of wealth with us. For what? Viprakaranat. To give to Brahmanas only we have got this. It is meant for given to you, for Brahmanas, for them to do yajan, yajan, patan, patan and all that. Right? Bhavatsu samyak pratipadenatan. When you come and take from us, our wealth becomes perfect. Because it is reaching in the hands of perfect people. If they don't take, then what will happen? How the redistribution of this wealth will happen? So the Brahmanas have to come, they have to beg, and they have to take our wealth and go back and do Brahmana service. Right? Bhavatsu samyak pratipadena tanmayarjitam. Arjitam. We have earned it for this purpose only. Preeti yashaskaram bhavet. Yashaskaram, in this way we achieve the perfection. So in this way, please ask. And when Ram told like this, what his Trijata's wife had told worked. What she told? Go Rama darshaya dharmagnyam. Ram knows dharma. So he will make it everything all right. So actually Trijata realized his mistake. How should I be living? Not kshatavritti. I have to do my whatever chaturvarnya vritti I have to do. That's what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So he said, Rama, I want to do yajna. But now I have stopped doing yajnas. I am doing some agriculture activities. I want to do yajna. For me to do that yajna, I need some XYZ resources. Please give. So finally he begged from Ram. Apart from getting all those cows. Now, tata sabharyas trijato mahamuni garvamanikam pratigrihya modita. Ram and Sita both received husband and wife. The Trijata and his wife, they did Pada Puja of the Brahmanas and gave all the wealth to these Brahmanas for them to do their yajna. And Valmiki Ramayana says so nicely that when Rama gave, okay, take, at that time Trijata took how much ever is needed to do yajna, not more than that. That is the quality of a Brahmana. You beg and you take only as much as needed, not for greed. So in this way, Trijata, he came. So this chapter ends with this, that how Sri Ram, before leaving to forest for Vanavas, he distributed all his wealth. While distributing all his wealth, he also taught a dharma lesson to one of the person who was mistaken about how to live his life. So the lesson that we learn from this is that we should not be like Trijata. We should follow our prescribed duties, not whatever our mind says, whatever our, lusty mind and fickle mind tells you this may be good, that may be good, in this you will earn more money, there you will become more famous. No, what is my vritti that Krishna is telling? Shreyan swadharme nidhanam. And in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, bhayavaha. If you try to do others' work, it will simply create unnecessary disturbance in your life and for others also. So, because in Kali Yuga, we have given up all these things. So, we see how people are suffering as a result of that. So, this one example shows how Ram was very serious about make sure everybody follows their prescribed duties, because that's good for everyone. With this, the chapter ends how Sri Ram distributed charity, everything in charity, and received the blessings. Finally, this Trijata, his wife, they all gave blessings to Ram. Everybody gave blessings. Okay, you're going for Vanavas. May your Vanavas become successful. May you achieve all that whatever dharma karya you're going, Pitruvakya Paripalana you're going, that may become successful and come back. So now after this chapter, we will see now Sri Ram with Sita and Lakshmana. They go to Dasharath and Kaikeyi to take permission from them. Why permission? Already they have told go. He needs permission because it was only Ram who was supposed to go for Vanamas. But 2 more people got added. So Ram cannot take without their permission. See how much dharmagnya he is. Even he has told, okay, you can come with me. But he is no more independent. He required the permission of Dasharatha. So we will see how they will all go and take permission and what happens when they go there to take permission. Whether that permission was very easy, did people agree for all these things, what happened, that we'll see in the next session. We'll stop here. Shri Valmiki Ramayana ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.